Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Richie's Rainbow Ride. So, I'm sitting here and I'm at work in the reading room in Sedona, Arizona. And I am moving into a new venture of putting myself on my Instagram feed by bringing in information, which is a big step for me outside of my YouTube channel, of my reading abilities and my psychic abilities. So we're doing another recording because we haven't done one in a little while for the quantum tarot readings. Eatings. I just needed to do that. I needed that resonance. So as we all know, we're going through retrograde energies right now. We're pummeling, we're purging, we're clearing. We made it through that first almost 3-week mark of all this intense energy, and now we're coming into the rising and coming up like the Phoenix. This card had to come down. They were like, you need to throw this card down. We are rising from ashes and rebirthing because that is what our abilities are. Think Isis, think Ra, and for some of you out there, think Mary Magdalene. And I know this is also going to be going up on my IG channel as well because it's just supposed to. So we've got that established. And like I have said in my awakening video that I posted a couple of days ago, if I can get through that, we can get through anything. Everything is just a constant clearing. And I've done this visual before. You know, I always got confused with that full circle aspect. I'm like, oh, I'm full circle. No, guys, it's full circle and we come upward because we're new, but we're back at that same start point. And then we go up again and we're new and we start all over again. This card came out and I'm hearing to just say hermetic principles. So for my fabulous magic makers out there, you get it. For my wisdom bringers, you get that as well. And for my Pleiadians, yes, my Pleiadians out there, the blue spheres of amazing light and energy and all that stuff. For some of my merfolk, my mermaidians out there, Palladian, I just have to correlate that for you because I went through some massive healing work and my mermaid energy and I got massive revelations, and that is what this is about. Mermaid energies and Palladians and blue spheres and all of that amazingness. I got people that came outside. I got a little distracted. But also, 7-pointed star for my fabulous elementals out there. 7-pointed star. And then also for my psychic workers that are doing intuitive surgery, those abilities are expanding. They are expanding. They are expanding. They are expanding. They are moving full throttle more and more and more and more and more and more. Oh. My quantum workers out there. Yeah, we know that realm. Quantum. If your fields and they're in your shield and your shield has evolved and the codes are evolving, draw them. They'll start helping you pull them in. Keep running with that. Keep running with that. Keep running with that. Keep running with that. For my light warriors out there, we're stepping up. We're stepping up. Things are expanding. Things are expanding more and more and more and more. And I need to show this card too. We are clearing lifetimes, this world and off-world, of heart pain. We are clearing and clearing and clearing, and it gets easier, it gets easier, it gets easier, it gets easier, it gets easier. It's gotten easier. I'm going to speak like that. It's gotten easier, it is easier, it's getting easier. You see how I'm covering all 3 of those spectrums right there. If you need outside help for healing, follow your guidance, follow the messages. Somebody will come into your spectrum, but you make that statement. See, right there, very aware of those words, how our words are energy, our words are magical, they are summoning, they are creating, they are manifesting. If we choose to say, oh, somebody has to bring me my message, that disconnects us from our inner and our higher. If we say, I trust in myself, I trust in my higher knowing, I trust in my inner knowing, those are all the messages that will continue to funnel through. So if you say to the universe, please bring me a healer that can absolutely help me on this healing journey that is pure with the wisest of intentions, the purest of intentions, you'll be shocked how quick, but then you won't be because you'll be like, yo, I'm manifesting this. So trust in that. And the number was 444 on that one. So we all know what that number 444 means. So run with that, guys. Completely run with that. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I love when the world just keeps happening, guys. It just keeps happening. It just keeps moving through. Spiritual dust at times confuses us in wanderlust. Now, what I get by that is the smoke. There's a lot of smoke going on right now, and people are starting to see through that smoke, but it's kept you wandering, almost lusting after certain spiritual guidances from people out there, and just light white candles for clarity. Light white candles for clarity. If you're getting that question of if they're pure or not, a lot of times it comes from our root chakra and what our experiences were as children and what we are moving through. So I love that this card flipped out as I was stating what I was just stating, and it flew in and it flew right back out as fast as it did. So root chakra, carnelian, red jasper, I'm getting black tourmaline, but I almost wanted to say red tourmaline. I'm not even sure if there is a red tourmaline, but you guys know what I'm saying. And oh, I can see it. Agate, red agate, fire agate, red agate, fire agate. It will help. It will absolutely help. It will help. It will help. It will help. But also always having that rose quartz and the citrine so that the healing is happening and the citrine is constantly inspiring and recreating. Yes, very wise, very smart. Yes, so I'm gonna put that one over there now too. Just keep, oh wait, alright. Okay. Alright, are we done? We're done, okay. So we're just gonna go through this really fast. We have star knowledge constantly funneling through. It comes in all forms: music, literature, feathers, animals, others, and you'll know when it's others that are supposed to be in your spectrum. It's coming through. And they're getting further and further away, which means further and further out because the energies are coming in. Think the celestials. I brought them up 1,000,001 times. I'm going to continue. The celestials, the celestials. You know, we're going to, the emerald tablets, and again, the hermetic principles. They are coming, funneling through. How many times am I funneling through? Just so you get the idea. Like, so as I'm saying the word funneling through, like this really interesting visual that they're giving me, I've repeated it that many times. The first time I said it, it came through. By the time I got to the seventh one, think distance. That one took that much longer to come into the spectrum. Preparations had to have been made on Gaia to allow these new frequencies, these new high vibrations to come into spectrum, for us to go through our psychic dissidence, which to me means being able to decipher and discern all of that information that's coming through, moving through. Yes, I'm going to speak about dimensions, but it's becoming consequential into the fifth dimension and higher, and trusting in those frequencies and always checking in with who you're communicating with and who you're working with. Just always checking in. There's very specific ways to check in. Trust your inner voice as to how you know what is going to confirm that they are pure, with high vibe intentions, whether they are light or night side, indicative of light or dark side, because they kind of climb up the same way, it's just different paths, and what they're bringing to your table, what they're bringing to your spectrum. Some of you out there need to remember you have choices. You have choices. You can choose to step forward onto your paths, or you can choose to keep doing what you're doing, and if what you're doing makes you happy, then choose to do what makes you happy. If you're choosing to do things that make you unhappy and you have this other choice to move into other stuff that makes you happy, choose to go with happy. Follow the heart. Follow the heart. The heart will always guide you, but this will always take back over really fast because this is really loud until you start to move into this, and then this becomes loud, and then these two start working together. And then we've already spoken about the whole chakra system and the whole light body system. Once that's all flowing, it's and you're trusting and you just know and you just believe and you trust who you're working with. I have to speak about the Council of Light, and that's going to be a whole other video because I'm still here. My card is taking me somewhere else right now. Who we work with, what we bring through is indicative of our paths. So if somebody out there is saying X, Y, and Z, but it's not resonating with you, somebody out there will say something that will resonate with you, that will energetically sync up and link up, because that's the person that has those bits of information to help you move forward even more so. So-and-so is speaking for the collective, because we are broken up into different collectives that are doing what they're doing. So some of us may have 200 followers, some of us may have 2 million followers. There's just reasons for that. It's not indicative of doing something right or wrong. You'll know what you're supposed to be doing just by trusting your messages. And I've said this 1,000,001 times, journals, 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 journals. Some of you out there, butterflies. Other views out there, keep working with that plasma energy. And some of you are working with sun, star, solar, prismatic energies, which is indicative of healings and all of that stuff. So keep running with that. Those of you that are out there that are working with the quasar codes, the quantum codes, and pulling through interdimensionally, expand it, expand it, expand it. Remember that you are much more than the physical body, that we are capable of a lot more. Expand. And I'm just going to do this visual. Expand, expand, expand. We are in pure expansion mode. Really? Okay. So this next card, now I know what's coming through. This card to me is just speaking about reflections, and we're going to go with these two together too. This card is reflections. If you try to reflect what somebody is telling you you're supposed to be doing or where you're supposed to be at, you're going to get stuck in this quasmatic black hole void of always trying to move, trying to move, trying to move. And you're going to feel like you're going in two different directions when you've got the answers right up, right up, right up, above. And all you got to do is go inside to your power, inside to remember your divine masculine and your divine feminine and your higher connection. Now, where is he in that card? I want to point him out. I know he's in there. Do you guys see? You see this right here? That's just trusting in that higher connection, trusting in our healing paths. Those of you that are working with snake energies, the Lyran energies, the cloudexical vortex energies. I have never stated that before, and I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4 when I stated that. I don't even remember what I just said. That was really full throttle forward like that for you guys. So just kind of keep working with that. Yeah, it's that door. Keep working with that. And some of you out there, your expansion paths continue when you find your divine energies, your divine energy. I want to use the word mate, but you get what I'm saying. Your divine union. There we go. That's right. And then also, for my other council of light brethrens out there, cheers. Just cheers. Just cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers. And keep doing what you're doing. And some of you out there, honor your altars like hardcore. You can have, just so you guys know, this is stuff that they taught me. I have an altar here, but then with my current scenario that's going on, I have a satellite altar. And you just energetically, you sync up to the altars. Remember, everything energetically is a lot different. We don't always have to be somewhere physically. You'll know if you should go somewhere physically, but you'll also know if you should be somewhere energetically. And you can also pull energies from that physical space and bring it into an energy to have in a different physical space. Bring your higher ups, bring your guides in to cleanse a space. Or cleanse a space when you're in the moment, and your shields are everything. There are a reason that we have so many shields. We have, can I list them? We have our Starfire shield, we have our Diamond shield, we have our Plasma shield, we have our Quantum shield, we have our Comet shield. We have all of these shields for very specific reasons. Some are to help us process codes, but some are also to help process very specific things. And I've mentioned that I'm supposed to do a shield video, and that's going to come into Spectrum. Right now I'm kind of working with all these different energies. But like I said, I love my quantum cards, so I'm just going to drop that right there. My physicist intellectuals, we all have it inside of us, but those that are all of a sudden solving mathematical equations and solving things where you're just like, how do I know that? Put it on paper. Please put it on paper. And it was 1, 4, 5, 6 on that, and I have to include the 1 on that, and then the 4, 5, 6. Get it on paper. If you're inspired to sit in front of the laptop and just shit down, write it down, even if it doesn't make any sense, and then go back and reread it, because aspects of it will. And my clock here is 222. So I just have to state that too. Forms of balance, master builders. This is what we're doing. We are moving through things like lack. It's inconsequential. Things like debt, yes, we must take care of it, but we take care of it how we take care of it, not what the fear-based programs tell us to do, because we are trying, and they know, God knows, universe knows, creator source knows, they know. They'll give us those little nudges to help us, but remember, we have free will. So I've gotten my nudges, and I've been doing my stuff proactively as much as I possibly can. As much as I possibly can. And don't be too hard on yourselves. That will create doubt, and guess what happens? You start to invite things in. So when you send something out and you're just like, oh crap, delete that, universe, transmute it, say something positive, take yourself back to a moment where you had that highest vibration in the moment, either that today, I'm gonna stick to today, bring that back to center. Bring it back to center and trust. There's more? Wow, okay. Whoa, this is just turning into a whole thing. Apparently this is for the Aquarians out there. That's evolutionizing. So Aquarians. Huh. My loves, get out of your heads. The Aquarians, get out of your heads. It's not so complicated. Get out of your heads, guys. It's not so complicated. That spinning dagger wheel that you've got going on, it's inconsequential. And find things that bring you back into heart space. I'm kind of seeing like a rose quartz and a clear quartz, but it's definitely not that, and it's not a Herkimer diamond. It's a very specific quartz. Ooh, a rainbow aura quartz. Work with that. That will help you. I don't really know much, but rainbow aura quartz will help you guys. That was just for Aquarians. This is very specific. We must be moving into an energy that I'm becoming aware of in this moment. These are just like that. This is what you call real and raw, guys. Real and raw, man. Alright, so let's say. Faster than the speeding light, we are all burning bright. I think this is Hermes? I'm not really sure though, but you see what's happening. The information is coming through like rocket fire. And I understand at the age of Aquarius and all of that stuff, that's why the Aquarians and stuff, you guys are kind of bringing through a lot of floodgates of nurturing water, but you kind of, when you're in the logic, you're creating dams of knowledge. So you want to help remove those dams and trust what you know. 1818, trust what you know, trust what you know, trust what you know. My interdimensional workers, my ethereal workers, keep building the divine schematics that you're getting, and you'll understand as you're getting them on paper what they are, what you're seeing in your dreamscapes, your dream time, your lucid, no, just gonna call them dreamscapes, that's what I call them, dreamscapes, your dreamscapes. And big one, big one, honoring your self-expression, breaking the molds of what is. I just realized that my nails kind of match this whole visual layer. That's really freaking cool. Jumping holograms, guys, love it. But yes, so we are, the Aquarians, I keep getting it, the Aquarians are carrying a lot right now. They're doing a lot of the helping of the shifting and the moving and the flowing. Not that everybody else is not, but we cycle through star linearical, and that's not linear, that's the lines of energies. And right now it's the Aquarians, so I have to do a little research on that one to see why I'm getting so much of this Aquarian knowledge. I'm so curious about that. And Greek gods. Greek gods. Mount Olympus, I have to say Mount Olympus now. Just stop shaking the god and let you guys focus on the god. And all of a sudden, this is the ethereal eye of infinitial, intuitive knowing and know-how. Ooh, love. Alright, I am... and I gotta bring up Jupiter's moons and Saturn's moons. Jump them. Jump them. My travel is out there. You know what that means. Jump them. Jump them. Jump them. Jump through them. Jump in them. Jump from them. Okay, jump to them. 2020. 2020. Massive stuff. 2020. We know this. And then 2021. And it continues. Oh. Really fast. Really fast. Really fast. Come August through October-ish, possibly beginning of November, a lot of mermaid energy is coming through. A lot of water mermaid energy is coming through. A lot more expansion. A lot of stuff is coming in that a lot of us, it's not here, but it's going to be here. A lot of knowledge, and it started with the mermaids and the Palladians. Yeah. All right, guys, we got this, dudes and dudettes. Much love. That was the bracelet. Yeah. Yeah. My Aquarians out there, do some research into your energetical fields. Go higher ups and get some clarity on what's going on with that. Because I'm going to do that. Because I'm on the Aquarian cusp of Pisces. So I'm going to do a little research on that too. And all you got to do is ask them for help. Them. Go in, go up. And if you go directly to God, as God, creator, source, okay? Trust what you know. Trust what you know, guys. And I'm just going to do this. We're going to do a little heart happy dance. Oh, yeah, babies. Love you guys.